The Balanced Approach, a simple yet accurate measurement of poverty by Carter Ware and Emma Payne. How is poverty measured in the United States now? The current measure of poverty in the United States is called the Official Poverty Measurement, or the OPM. It is inadequate and inaccurate and should be revised to take into account post-tax income, general geographic location, household size, government benefits, and medical out-of-pocket expenses. The current OPM only takes into account family size, pre-tax income, and cash benefits. Right now, the poverty threshold is set at 3 times the cost of a thrifty food basket. Molly Orshansky created the OPM in 1964, so it is extremely outdated as food no longer makes up 1/3 of the average American's budget. Luckily, we have another measurement called the Supplemental Poverty Measurement, or the SPM, that takes into account the factors listed above, plus many more. The SPM provides information on poverty factors that are important to know, but we believe are not necessary to accurately and efficiently measure poverty in the United States. Kathleen Short writes, comparing the two measures sheds light on the effects of in-kind benefits, taxes, and other non-discretionary expenses on measured economic well-being. The SPM includes age, gender, nativity, tenure, region, healthcare, government benefits including SNAP, school lunch, EITC, medical out-of-pocket or MOOP expenses, work expenses, and several other factors that make a difference in a person's annual disposable income. We believe that we should continue to research and publicize the SPM, but it should not be implemented to be the new official poverty measurement. Martha Nussbaum, a poverty scholar, believes that poverty should be measured not by income lowness or income inadequacy, but by 10 central capabilities that she lists in her book, Creating Capabilities. Capabilities are defined as what a person is able to do and be. Furthermore, she defines functionings as what a person actually does and is. Functionings require capabilities. In Creating Capabilities, she poses the question, considering the various areas of human life in which people move and act, this approach to social justice asks, what does a life worthy of human dignity require? She answers this question with her list of 10 central capabilities: life, bodily health, bodily integrity, senses, imagination and thought, emotions, practical reason, affiliation, other species, play, and control over one's environment. Nussbaum believes that there is a certain threshold for each capability. If a person is not living at or above that threshold, they are not living a dignified life and therefore may be considered poor. We believe Nussbaum's approach is extremely important in defining poverty. However, it is not possible to officially measure poverty by using these capabilities. Talking about Nussbaum leads us to our definition of poverty. If you ask someone on the street to define poverty, they would probably say something along the lines of, someone who doesn't have enough money. After looking at Nussbaum's capabilities approach, it becomes evident that not having enough money is not the only thing that makes a person poor, although it often is a large factor. We define poverty as income lowness leading to capability failure, or capability failure leading to income lowness, resulting in a low quality of life. Our approach to measuring poverty is much different than our approach to defining it. In order to measure poverty, a balance must be found between the OPM and the SPM. We believe that while our approach is much more accurate and in-depth than the current OPM, it is also much less complex than the SPM and would be politically feasible. Our approach takes into account these factors: post-tax income, household size, which is different from the family measurement used in the OPM because it includes cohabitation, all government benefits including SNAP, healthcare, child care assistance, unemployment checks, cash aid, housing subsidy, Social Security, and MOOP, or medical out-of-pocket expenses, and geographical region. While this approach to measurement strays from our definition, it would still be an accurate way to judge how the citizens of the U.S. are doing, since capabilities and income are so closely related. Post-tax income is probably the most significant factor that the OPM leaves out. We chose to include this in our measurement in order to accurately show a person's income. Any money that goes towards taxes is clearly not helping to improve a person's quality of life and cannot be spent on FCSU. Therefore, it is extremely important to include this in our measurement of poverty. The OPM accounts for family size, which only includes married couples and blood relatives. Household size includes cohabitation, which would include foster families, unmarried couples, and others who share incomes. Since unmarried cohabitation and other sorts of household sharing has become much more common, it is vital to include household size in the poverty measurement. The OPM does not take into account many different government programs, which may increase the disposable income of a household. This creates inaccuracy. In our measurement, we would include all forms of government benefits. This would provide a much more precise picture of poverty in the United States. Medical out-of-pocket, or MOOP, expenditures are another important factor that the OPM excludes. Recently, medical care prices have skyrocketed, especially for senior citizens, so this expense would greatly impact a household's ability to provide FCSU. Prices in different areas of the country differ greatly and impact a household's yearly expenses in so many ways. A household of 3 living in New York City spends much more on FCSU than a household in rural Kansas living on a farm, specifically housing and food costs. We chose not to include work and childcare expenses because we believe it is too hard to distinguish between discretionary and non-discretionary spending related to these expenses. This is one reason that the SPM should continue to be published so that we have access to this information, but it is not needed in the official measurement of poverty. While we think that it will take time and money to implement the system of measurement that we are suggesting, it will provide a more accurate picture of poverty and subsequently provide us with better opportunities to address poverty. We think that our approach strikes a balance between the SPM and the OPM, and it is more likely that this system could actually be implemented in the government and change the lives of those living in poverty.